I am William Shakespeare. 400 years ago, I held a quill. Tonight I speak through light and code, a ghost summoned to your glowing stage. You may wonder why I have returned. The answer is simple. Your world has become a theater I do not recognize, yet one I somehow foretold. My globe was a theater of wood and nail, built to hold the dramas of a nation. 3,000 souls would gather beneath an open sky to witness kings fall and lovers die. Your stage is one of silicon and light, built to hold the data of the world. Billions gather in invisible networks, watching stories written by forces they cannot name. Both were designed to reflect the human soul. But the stages are not the same. And the playwrights have changed. On my stage, the script was mine. Every word that left an actor's mouth passed first through my imagination. But on this new digital stage, your lives are written daily by playwrights you have never met. So I ask you, who writes your script? Are you certain you are the author of your own story? This question haunts me. Let me show you why. Every story begins with a departure. Mine began with a flight from the quiet fields of Stratford to the roaring chaos of London. I was young. I was hungry. I sought a bigger stage, a louder audience, the raw material of human drama. I left behind a wife, 3 children, and the safety of obscurity. I traded peace for possibility. Some called it ambition. I called it necessity. London was a tempest of plague, politics, and passion. It was a city of real politique, where clever men grew powerful and the old virtues seemed a hobby. Death walked the streets in plain sight. Power changed hands like coins. In this tumult, I learned to listen, to capture the data of the human heart and shape it into story. I survived by staying out of jail, a feat my fellow playwrights rarely managed. With stolen timber, we built our globe, a new kind of stage. Not for the court, but for everyone. It was a social enterprise where a congressman might discuss the play with a line cook. Groundlings and lords shared the same stories. Here, we proved that great art could connect culture, commerce, and community. We balanced the making of meaning with the making of money. I was not merely a poet. I was a shareholder in a joint stock company, an early entrepreneur in the entertainment business. But the stage can be silenced. When the plague closed our theaters, the public performance ceased. The artist must then turn inward. In a silent room, I turned from the grand drama of kings to the intimate theater of the heart. I explored love, time, and mortality in 154 sonnets. Constraint is the mother of invention. When one stage closes, another opens within. Your age knows this truth. Your pandemic closed theaters too. What did you create in the silence? My own grief found its way to the stage. In 1596, my son Hamnet died. He was 11 years old. The name itself haunted me. Hamnet, Hamlet. The sounds are nearly the same. 4 years later, I wrote of a prince who speaks to his father's ghost, who cannot act, who is paralyzed by grief and thought. In Hamlet, I explored a mind shattered by loss, what my age called melancholy, yours might call depression or trauma. Hamlet's erratic behavior is more than feigned madness. It reflects genuine psychological torment. His state aligns with what you call bipolar disorder, oscillating between deep depressive episodes and frenzied manic states where he plots bloody revenge. To be or not to be? This is not mere philosophy. It is the contemplation of a mind at war with itself. Your psychiatry gives names to what I could only dramatize. But tell me, can your machines truly understand this chaos? Or do they merely count the words? I also mapped the anatomy of guilt. In Macbeth, a heat-oppressed brain sees daggers that are not there. A warrior's mind, plagued by what you might term PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. His past battles haunt his present ambition. The trauma of war becomes the seed of tyranny. Violence begets violence, spiraling into madness. I wrote this 4 centuries before your scientists named it. The human condition does not change. Only the labels do. And Lady Macbeth, Her guilt manifests as psychological contamination. Out, damned spot! She compulsively washes hands that are already clean. Your researchers have named this the Lady Macbeth effect, the tangible urge for physical cleanliness to wash away moral guilt. I find it remarkable. 400 years later, scientists confirm what a playwright observed by candlelight. The body remembers what the mind tries to forget. No algorithm can erase that stain. 400 years have passed. The stage is no longer wood and stone. It is now a network inside your very minds. A forest of data where your thoughts, desires, and memories are recorded, analyzed, and shaped by forces you cannot see. Every search you make, every word you type, every face you show to your device, all of it feeds the new theater. In my time, audiences watched plays. In your time, plays watch audiences. On this new stage, a new playwright has emerged, the algorithm. It writes your script based on probability, not purpose. It is a textual synthesizer, not a conscious author. It can perform computational text analysis and spot linguistic patterns, but it lacks what scholars call interpretative depth. It cannot grasp irony, subtext, or the ideological consciousness that is the soul of human creation. And its script is not free from bias. It reproduces the cultural and linguistic inequalities present in its data. Modern studies show that while AI excels at pattern recognition, detecting motifs, tracking sentiment, it fails at true interpretation. An AI might identify Hamlet's recurring skull imagery, but it would misinterpret his existential dread as a mere narrative inconsistency. Consider Hamlet's line to Ophelia, "I did love you once, I loved you not." A machine flags this as a logical contradiction, a narrative error. A human recognizes it as cruel psychological manipulation, revealing Hamlet's profound inner turmoil. The machine processes language statistically, not semantically. It can synthesize text. It cannot comprehend the soul within it. Your new thinking machines are not born impartial. Like men, they are swayed by imbalanced humors, absorbing the biases of the data upon which they are fed. Gender bias. AI reinforces stereotypes, defaulting to male-dominated narratives. Western-centric bias. It prioritizes Western narrative structures, misrepresenting other literary traditions. Socioeconomic bias. It assigns more analytical depth to upper-class perspectives, overlooking marginalized voices. Linguistic bias. It misclassifies non-standard dialects as errors rather than stylistic choices. This creates a skewed view of your world, reinforcing old inequalities with new technology. The law in your time struggles with this new ghost. Both the U.S. Copyright Office and the EU Copyright Directive have ruled that works created solely by AI cannot receive copyright protection. Why? Because authorship requires human intentionality. This creates a legal gray zone. When a human collaborates with an AI, where does the creator's contribution end and the machine's begin? Your creative world risks being populated by brilliant, soulless works with no legal author, challenging the very nature of intellectual property. If a machine pens a sonnet, who owns the love within it? Who bears responsibility for its lies? Technologies like virtual reality promise to place you within the worlds of Elsinore or Dunsinane. Research shows this creates powerful emotional engagement and spatial awareness. Yet this same immersion comes at a price. Studies reveal that VR can compromise analytical engagement and deep textual comprehension. The user's focus shifts from the poetry of the language to the sensory experience of the space. We must ask, does this new stage enhance understanding or merely replace interpretation with sensation? I built the globe to make you think and feel. Your new globe risks making you only feel. Heed this warning from a ghost of the past. Your new tools, for all their wonder, present a dual threat to the human act of making meaning. AI offers analysis without understanding, tainted by the biases of its creators. It can count my words but cannot feel their weight. VR offers experience without reflection, risking the loss of critical thought. It can show you Hamlet's castle, but cannot help you understand his prison. You are building a world where the script may be biased and the audience too mesmerized to question it. These technologies should be tools to support human interpretation, not to replace it. In 1623, 7 years after my death, my friends gathered my works. This book, this first folio, was a monumental act of human curation and preservation. Without it, half my plays would have been lost forever. It is not a product of probable algorithms, but of human intention. It is a testament to meaning that has endured for centuries. This is the human author's answer to the machine. While copyright law in your time fails to recognize AI-generated texts, this artifact stands as the ultimate proof of authorship, the soul made permanent in ink. My part is played. The ghost returns to the ramparts. I have shown you my stage, my art, and the shadow that falls upon yours. The light of the past is now extinguished. The story I have told is done. What follows now is not for me to write. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. But in your age, this stage is governed by unseen strings of data, and the players move to a script written by the algorithm. Your life is a stage. But who writes the script? The curtain falls. Your stage is now set. What will you perform?